arrived ahead of them 1,000 grueling kilometres. On pole, one of the mighty 7-litre Jaguars. And having a last-minute word on the grid is John Watson. But it's his Dutch co-driver Jan Lammers who's on board for the start. The big cats are leading the World Sports Car Championship, and the other Jaguar is second on the grid, driven by Raoul Boesel and John Nielsen. Fastest of the Porsches, the British entry for Mauro Baldi and Johnny Dumfries. But behind are Le Mans winners Derek Bell and Hans Stuck in the Joest Porsche. It's Hans Stuck who will drive first. Then come Jochen Mass sharing a Brunn Porsche with Oscar Larori. And Volker Wiedler with Denmark's Chris Nissen in the Kramer Porsche. With the withdrawal of the Works Porsches, only 7 of the 27 entries are in Class C1. But among the strong C2 entry, Will Hoy's Argo Zakspeed is fastest, ahead of the Spice Cosworth of Gordon Spice, and then Nick Adams with the Spice Hart. With Jaguar's Le Mans defeat at the hand of Porsche recent in their memory, the British crowd have come looking for revenge. It's 5 Porsches versus 2 Jaguars. And there's no doubt who the favourites are as the pace car brings the field round to the start. The pace car pulls off, the race is on, and it's 2 Jaguars side by side over the brow and down to Paddock Bend, with the Porsches and the rest of the field in pursuit. Up the hill to Druids, behind the trees, and down towards Graham Hill Bend, it's Lammers' Jaguar from the Porsches of Baldi and Stuck. Boesel's Jaguar is down to 4th. Surtees Bend, Jaguar, Porsche, Porsche, Jaguar, with Tiff Needell's ADA 6th and leading C2, and the little red ACOS cars running together. Flat out down Pilgrim's Drop, and Lammers is pulling away from Baldi. But into the right-hander at Hawthorns, the next 3 are close. There's Needell leading C2, and the rest of C2 in pursuit. Out of Dingle-Dell and on towards the left-hander at Stirling's. Still, the Jaguar extends its lead over the Porsches and its teammates. Into clearways and towards the completion of the lap. Lammers is making excellent use of the clear track ahead of him, but the battle behind him is very close, following the Jaguar, Baldi's Porsche, Stuck's Porsche, Boesel's Jaguar. Mass is next, 5th in the green and white Brunn Porsche. C2, Needell's ADA, leads Gordon Spice. Now Boesel has passed Stuck for 3rd, so it's Jaguar, Porsche, Jaguar, Porsche, with second man Baldi striving to keep Lammers in sight. But Lammers' laps are fast and consistent, and his lead increases over the Britton-Lloyd Liqui-Moly Porsche. The 3rd place Jaguar is shaking off the challenge of the 4th placed Porsche. Lammers' lead is 8.5 seconds at 10 laps. In the Group C2 battle, Needell is being chased hard by Gordon Spice. Behind these two, the ACOS pair of Ray Mallock and Mike Wild battle wheel to wheel. John Sheldon's Tiger is now 4th in C2. And now there's a real battle on for second place. Boesel is on Baldi's tail. All round the circuit, the Brazilian pursues the Italian. Through clearways and down the straight, the Porsche is just able to keep out of the Jaguar's reach. Paddock Bend. Up the hill to Druids. From Druids and down towards Graham Hill Bend, Boesel attacks. But Baldi shuts the door. Talking Eskil Tyring's Tiger passes John Sheldon's Tiger for 4th in C2. Lammers continues to build his lead, but behind him, the 2nd place fight is in among the back markers. Tyring gets the blue flag. The Jaguar is on his tail. But despite that delay, Bozell is soon back up to Baldi. He decides the time has come to go for 2nd place. Up to Paddock Bend, he draws alongside. They touch. The Jaguar's off. It's clipped the barrier, but Bozell drives on. Stuck, lapping the Acosses, is now in 3rd place. Bozell is still going, but the Jaguar is damaged at the back, and it's bound for the pits for repairs. So Baldi's 2nd place in the Liqui Moly Porsche is now secure. The battered Jaguar completes its slow lap, looking a little naked at the back. Jochen Mass is thus promoted to 4th in the Brunn Porsche. After 78 seconds in the pits, number 4 Jaguar rejoins the race with new rear bodywork. It's now dropped to 6th place. The C2s are now lapping each other, but it's still Needell's ADA leading with Gordon Spice on his tail. The ADA was only finished just in time for the race and is going tremendously well, but it's blowing oil onto Spice's screen. 3rd in C2 is the Acos of Ray Mallock. John Watson, in his first stint, has kept number 5 in the lead. He's 38 seconds in front as he comes in to hand back to Jan Lammers. Lammers is only a little guy. He puts in his own seat to be comfortable. The Stuck Bell Porsche is in too. And here's the 2nd placed Baldi Dumfries Porsche. But now the pace car is out and the field lines up obediently behind it. This is to allow the marshals to repair the Paddock Bend tyre wall, which has been savaged by a C2 URD. It's a good opportunity to refuel and change drivers. Mauro Baldi comes in to hand over to Johnny Dumfries. The car in the tyre wall is Rudi Seher's URD, and it's too bent to move easily, which gives the marshals plenty of hard work. In the pits, cars have to be held until the pace car comes round again, but the Watson Lammers Jaguar is leading comfortably from the Dumfries Baldi Porsche. And the Bozell Nielsen Jaguar is back up to 3rd place. The marshals toil cheerfully on. The pit lane, the cars that have stopped, rejoin the pace car queue. The breakdown truck, meanwhile, gets bogged down. More exertion for the marshals. The Volker Wiedler Chris Nissen Porsche rejoins after its stop, followed by the number 4 Jaguar. Bozell and Nielsen anxious to get racing again. And finally, after 26 minutes, the marshals' work is over, the circuit is now clear, and once more, the race is on. The order at just after half distance is Jaguar first, Lammers and Watson. Porsche second, Baldi and Dumfries. And Jaguar third. Bozell and Nielsen back on the same lap as the leaders after some stirring driving. But Jaguar men, Tom Walkinshaw and Eddie Hinckley, are worried. Watson brings the leading car into the pits, complaining of a severe vibration at the rear.
Well, first off, we had something wrong in the rear of the car, maybe a hot bearing or something. so it wasn't possible to continue. I had to make a pit stop. We tried to adjust, it didn't work. Then we had to eventually change the rear corner on the car, which lasted probably 10 minutes or something.
In fact, 12 minutes have been lost. Johnny Dumfries is now leading in the British Porsche, but John Nielsen is only 5 seconds behind. Dumfries, carving through the traffic, breaks the lap record. But somehow Nielsen keeps closing. Jan Lammers is going even faster. This is how he makes up one of the missing laps on the leader. That little moment leaves a Jaguar brake cooling vein in the road. The Stuck-Bell Porsche, making up time after earlier delays, drives blithely past. The Needell-Harrower ADA has gone out with steering trouble. Gordon Spice is leading C2. Ray Mallock and David Leslie in the ACOS are second. And Spice is overtaken by Derek Bell in the Joest Porsche. Raoul Boesel and John Nielsen have now won their battle for the lead. Mauro Baldi and Johnny Dumfries are down to second, but they're still on the same lap as the leaders. In comes the Jaguar for its last pit stop. But it's all routine. It's just clean the screen and top up the fuel. The tyres don't need changing. Boesel stays inside to do a double shift. Back into the race for the final laps. But meanwhile, C2 is hotting up. Gordon Spice comes in to hand over to his Spanish co-driver Fermin Velez, who struggles with the door. The Mallock-Leslie ACOS is also in for a routine stop. But another C2 contender, the John Sheldon Philippe de Henning Tiger, has crashed out of the race. The Spice Velez car is still in the pits. It won't run properly. Team manager Jeff Hazel communicates in hand signals. As their lead ticks away, Gordon Spice watches anxiously. The ACOS has no trouble restarting. David Leslie takes it out, now leading Class C2. In the Spice pit, work goes on to find the trouble. It's wretched luck for Gordon's team to have this setback so late in the race. And the ACOS, sweeping through paddock and on towards Druids, is now well clear in the class. But the Spice bursts into life thanks to a new battery, and Jeff Hazel gives his signalled instructions once more. At first, Velez can't find a gear. But at last, he's away. The other ACOS of Mike Wilds and Mark Douay is third in C2. Lammers and Watson, carving through the traffic after their delays, still cannot better third place. But they're a lap clear of the fourth place Derek Bell Hans Stuck Porsche. But the crowd are happy that they have a Jaguar at the front to cheer on. Though Boesel and Nielsen can't relax. Johnny Dumfries is still going hard in second place, and he's less than a minute behind. A floating balloon ventures to cross the track at Paddock Bend, and nearly makes it. finally, it's all over. Bozell takes the flag to score Jaguars' 5th win in 7 starts. And David Leslie wins C2 for the ACOS team. After the checkered flag, the Union Jack acknowledges not only a British win, but it was a British-entered Porsche that was second. Mauro Baldi and Johnny Dumfries get interviewed about their second place. But it's John Nielsen who gets to spray the victory champagne. Some of it over teammate Raoul Bozell, who decides to drink the stuff instead. And he deserves it. He's now leading the C1 Drivers' Championship with 90 points to the 84 of Stuck and Bell, 70 for Eddie Cheever, and 67 for Watson and Lammers.